So what is visualization? Well, simply put, visualization is placing yourself in a future that you want to create. It isn't just about asking yourself, where will you be in 5 years' time? It's about actually seeing yourself there. So thinking of your future as if it were the present. And there are different ways that you can achieve this. And we're going to cover some of those in the next few moments. But after we've done this section, you might be inclined to look into it a little bit further. There is so much online and there are many books on visualization. You only have to do a simple Google search to open your world to visualization and asking the universe for what you want. And probably the most famous book, should you choose to read one, is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It's also known as the Law of Attraction, and I do highly recommend it if you wish. One of the most known about visualization stories comes from actor Jim Carrey. He often speaks about his belief in how to manifest your thoughts into reality. And way back when, in an interview with Oprah, Jim talked about a time when he had nothing. He wasn't making movies, he didn't have a penny, and he used to visualize directors coming up to him and telling him that they loved his work. And so one day he wrote himself a check for $10 million. He dated it 3 years in the future and he titled it For Acting Services Rendered. Now, it wasn't too long after that he found out he was getting paid $10 million for the movie Dumb and Dumber. Search for some of his talks on YouTube because they are really inspiring. But the thing from Jim Carrey that stands out the most is he famously said, you can't just visualize and then go eat a sandwich. And I love this quote because it's so true. And where I think many people go wrong with visualization, you still have to work for what you want. And I always say, you can have anything you want as long as you are prepared to work for it.
So didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Yeah.
So you visualize yourself like... Visualization works if you work hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't just visualize and then, go eat a sandwich.
So where do we start with visualization? Well, there are a few different ways to help you visualize your future. You could write a future letter to yourself. You can meditate. You can create a dream jar. You can create an angel or a mood board. You can do all of these things, or you can just pick one or two. So the first action step I want you to do now is visualize your future. What is it that you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself? I want you to think big with this as well. I'm not talking, oh, by next week I want to achieve this. Where are you in 5 years' time or a year's time? What is it that you want to be achieving? What's the end goal? What's the dream? And please don't be frightened to think big here.